Red Rocks Amphitheater just about a half hour away from downtown Denver, where this afternoon the Padres will try and bring home the bacon at Coors Field. Charlie Blackmon, the center fielder for the Rockies, putting up big numbers against everybody, it seems, this year, and the Padres no exception. 21 hits in 17 games against the Friars this year. Padres, of course, have been doing plenty of offensive damage on their own. Jed Jerko homered to right field last night for the first time this season. A third of his long balls this year have come against Colorado. Game 3 of the series and game, 19 of the year between the Padres and the Rockies. Final game of the year between these two teams. Welcome to Coors with Mark Grant. I'm Jesse Agler. James Shields will be on the mound here this afternoon. Last time out, got to 200 strikeouts on the season, and he's approaching 200 innings pitched as well.
Jesse, the thing about James Shields is pretty much you know what you're going to get every time he gets the ball once every 5 days. 3 times, 200 strikeouts in his career. If he surpasses 200 innings this year, it'll be the 9th time in his career. So what does that mean? Dependability. The guy, you know he's going to go out there and give you a strong outing. He battles. He's a gamer. In spring training, he challenged the rest of the pitching staff. Hey, guys, let's each of us go 200 innings plus and see what happens. The bottom line is he wants to win. Hey, the strikeouts are great. He's teeing it up today. Hopefully, James Shields, that changeup and that fastball is sizzling like that bacon you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, he's been good as of late. Will Myers also has been good as of late. The bad news, of course, he's only played 49 games this year, but let's do a little mathematical extrapolation. What if Will Myers had played in every game this season and had not gotten hurt? What kind of numbers could we expect him to put up in a full season?
Well, I think every Padre fan would love to see him play in 155-plus games. So projected. Look at the runs, the hits. This is if he stays healthy, and this is only projection. But can we do this? Is it fair to do this? I think it is, because Will Myers is such a young kid. He plays with such a passion, like a little kid. He loves playing the game, and he gives you good at-bats. I think we haven't seen the best of Will Myers, so stay tuned to that. Hopefully he stays healthy all of next year.
Yeah, nice job by the Fox Sports San Diego mathematicians doing that cross-multiplication and figuring out what Myers' numbers would look like over the course of a full season. When we come back, we will hear from Casey Kelly, also Pat Murphy, about Kelly's long journey back, nearly 3 years between pitches in the major leagues. We saw him last night. We hear from him right after this on Fox Sports San Diego. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by Sony's Action Cam. Prove yourself.
Welcome back to Coors Field, the last game of the Colorado Rockies series, and a silver lining to yesterday's game was Casey Kelly made his first appearance since 2012 in the major leagues after undergoing Tommy John surgery in 2013, and then setbacks, battling those in 2014. And here's what Casey had to say about the emotional walk back to the mound and what manager Pat Murphy had to say about expectations and his performance last night.
It's good to get back out there, get the adrenaline flowing, and good to get out there and get some pitches in and get some work in.
Bright spot for us today. You see Casey get out there and pitch and throw that breaking ball the way he did. That was impressive, and he's still not where he used to be, but I think he's approaching it, and I think this outing tonight will help him gain a little confidence. I mean, he wasn't perfect, but getting back out there alone, was a good thing.
And as Pat Murphy said, to see his confidence and composure on the mound yesterday, well, that was a good thing. And coming up next, the Padres are looking for a dozen. They seek their 12th win against the Colorado Rockies, which would be the most in franchise history. Can they do it? Well, we'll see, because first pitch is coming up next on Fox Sports San Diego.
In the 2015 season, 82 degrees, clear skies here at Coors Field in Denver. It was cool the last couple of nights, but just a picture-perfect day here this afternoon for the final game between the Padres and the Rockies this season. Take a look at the Padre lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Will Myers at the top once again, starting at first base for the third time this series. Solarte, Kemp, Justin Upton. Another start at short for Jed Jerko. Derek Norris behind the plate. Corey Spangenberg gets the start at second. The pitcher, James Shields, will hit eighth. And Travis Jankowski, making his first start of this series, will hit ninth and play center field this afternoon against the Colorado Rockies. And starting pitcher, Kyle Kendrick.
Hey, the right-hander, Kyle Kendrick. His scouting report is brought to you by UCSD Health. Hopefully the Padres take some healthy swings off of the right-hander. Kendrick, fastball, cut fastball. He'll throw that cutter and change up quite a bit, mixing the curveball. And the way to go against Kyle Kendrick, talk to Mark Kotze and Alonzo Powell, is to make mistakes up in the zone on that sinker. You go to hacking off the right-hander.
Sounds like a good plan. We saw Kendrick Labor Day afternoon at Petco Park. He homered in that game for the first time in his career and picked up the win, allowed just 3 runs on 7 hits in 5 innings of work, and 6 relievers helped him earn that victory. Rockies defense, Dickerson, Blackman, and Gonzalez in the outfield. Couple of changes up the middle on the infield. Adames getting his first start of the series at shortstop with Descalso at second. Arenado, of course, at third with Justin Morneau at first base and Dustin Garneau behind the plate. Catching the veteran, 31-year-old Kyle Kendrick. Our keys to the game are brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers. All right, Mark Grant, what do you want to see?
I want to see an early lead. I mean, enough is enough. Let's get out to an early lead against Kendrick and put the pressure on the Rockies and eat some innings. James Shields on the hill. Is he going to surpass 200 innings? I think so. And go deep into the game, maybe 7. See how well he pitches here in Coors Field.
That's home plate umpire Gabe Morales, Tony Randazzo at first, crew chief Jerry Davis at second, and Phil Cuzzi is the third base umpire here this afternoon. You mentioned that first inning. Padres outscored in the first of this season 97-84. They have allowed more runs in the first inning than any inning over the course of this season.
And if they can eliminate that, hey, you kind of like their chances. See if they can do that today.
First, though, an opportunity for the offense. Productive series for Will Myers, on base 3 times last night and scored one of the 2 Padre runs. He doubled, he singled, and he walked. He has a home run against Kendrick in his career, and he stands in that right-hander's batter's box as we are ready to go on a Sunday afternoon at Coors Field. Kendrick's first pitch is low, and we're underway. Myers playing in his 50th game this season. At the beginning of the broadcast, we said, well, what happens if you extrapolate those numbers to a full season played for Will Myers and maybe get a little bit of a look at the kind of production he could bring moving forward over the course of a full healthy season?
The potential is there, and nobody has a crystal ball. I know a lot of people don't like playing the what-if game. I'm one of them, but still, it's always nice to see. And it starts, hey, it might start here in Colorado in the next year. 4 games against the Rockies at 8 for 16. Will Myers.
First strike of the day from Kendrick. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's the last 4 games for Will Myers against these Rockies. And according to my math, Jesse, 8 for 16, that's a 500 clip.
Means he's getting a hit 50% of the time when he has an at bat. Ahead here, 3 balls and a strike. Kendrick signed here as a free agent back in February after 8 years in Philadelphia. 3 starts since coming off the disabled list. He had some right shoulder inflammation. He's looked better since coming off the DL. Obviously, it was bothering him a little bit as Myers fouls it back to fill the count. Guys love to swing the bat here at Coors Field. Pitching, of course, is a little bit of a challenge. And Kendrick, look, 8 seasons pitching at Citizens Bank Park. Not exactly a pitcher's paradise, but trouble adjusting to Coors. 2-5 this year here at home with a 6.91 ERA for Walt Weiss.
Giving up 28 home runs as well. Kyle Kendrick.
6th pitch of the at bat is low, ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Will Myers to start things off in the top of the first inning. And the first man to come to the plate for San Diego today reaches base.
Yeah, Kendrick has been pitching well since coming off the DL. It's his 4th start, as you mentioned there, Jesse. 2-0 record, 3.86, not bad. But right out of the stretch, you got to like that. And we talk about Will Myers hitting the baseball. I think it's a great plate appearance. When you take 4 wide ones, that means you've got a good idea of the strike zone. Pass it over to the next guy.
Yangervis Solarte is the next guy, and he takes high, ball 1. Well, it's also you give him an opportunity as a leadoff guy for pitcher to maybe have to show a couple more things than he'd like right out of the chute.
Some pitchers have a tendency, especially sinker ballers, out of the stretch, maybe rush a little bit. And what does that do? Elevates the sinker. That spells damage.
That's what the Padre hitters want to see. As you said, the elevated sinker that they can drive. And an early visit here from the catcher Dustin Garneau as Kendrick delivers ball 2 to Yangervis Solarte. It's an interesting thing with Myers because we have seen him be productive at the top of the order, but way too early to predict next year's batting order. Who knows what's going to happen this offseason, but he's a guy, maybe he does lead off, maybe he hits somewhere in the middle of the lineup because he's a guy that can drive in runs for Pat Murphy.
RBI guy, I'm right there with you.
Check over on Myers. He can steal a base too. of the interesting early season storylines next year. How does Will Myers fit into the Padre puzzle? Solarte has fit in so nicely this season at third base. And he hits that one well to right field. Gonzalez going back, shielding his eyes. And it's gone.
Oh, he didn't see it? Did you see that? It doesn't matter. It's gone. It's too high. What do you mean it's too high? It's gone.
Hits it over the big right field fence, and YANGERVIS Solarte with lucky number 13 on the season. A 2-run shot, and there are some of those first inning runs you're looking for.
And that was a high sinker. It's exactly what we're talking about out of the hand of Kendrick. Get that high sinker, go to Hackett, and YANGERVIS Solarte pays dividends. A 2-run shot. Cuidado! Piece of Mojado! See, I always watch the outfielders. I was watching Gonzalez on the high fly ball. So you watch Gonzalez. It's like he's camped, and it says, oh, well, you know what? He saw it go out. That's all right. Nice.
So Solarte batting left-handed, pulls one over the right field fence. Padres on top 2-0, and Matt Kemp takes strike one.
Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán.
Solarte now with at least one hit in 15 of the 19 games he's played in September. At the beginning of this month, he was hitting .260. Now a .271 batting average for Solarte to lead the team. Kendrick, who had trouble finding the strike zone against Myers and Solarte, jumps on top of Kemp. 0-2. Matt had a first inning home run off of Kendrick back on Labor Day at Petco. Here, a first inning strikeout on 3 pitches, 1 away.
Looked like that slider / cutter from Kyle Kendrick. Probably the cutter, down and away. Hey, 29th home run given up by Kendrick.
Justin Upton, great numbers against Kendrick in his career. 11 for 30. That's a .367 average. And he takes high. 3 homers, 3 doubles. And an opportunity to add to a lead here in the first. Justin takes the 1-0 inside.
Not good for a pitcher's psyche when you give up a 2 spot in the first, especially a home run.
Coors Field struggles continue for Kendrick, and now a 3-ball no strike count to Justin Upton.
The location is way off for Kendrick.
Talk about all the physical disadvantages of being a pitcher here at Coors. There's a point when it becomes psychological too.
Oh yeah.
3-0 swinging, and he fouls it back. Remember we were talking about Carlos Gonzalez and the way he was chasing down the Solarte home run? Looked like he was going to make a play. Last night, Jed Jerko's home run to right field, very similar kind of situation. We're sitting here, we're watching Cargo. All right, strolling back, waiting for, oh no, there it is. And he's almost acting as if he's got a play on the ball.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's a couple rows back. Upton hits that one out to left center. Dickerson and Blackman coming together. The left fielder Dickerson makes the call. And that's out number 2.
That's kind of like a bad joke playing on your pitcher. Because a pitcher, when they give up a long fly ball like that, they will track the outfielder because he gives you the read on the baseball. And as a pitcher, you look at Cargo and you're like, oh, okay, he's camped. Oh, no, really? It's like, oh, for a minute, you're like, okay, it's going to stay. No, it's a home run. It's not fair to the pitcher.
What's worse, that or when the guy doesn't even move?
He doesn't even give you the courtesy step back.
Yeah. When you're a pitcher and you look back at your right fielder and he doesn't even flinch.
That's.
Jerko knocked in a run off of Kendrick back on Labor Day. RBI double in that game last night. 2 for 4 with home run number 15. He also knocked Johan Flande out of the game with what ended up being a double that he shot right back off the Rockies starter's left knee.
Glad to hear he's okay too. The x-rays came back negative. It's a contusion, correct?
That's a big word for bruise.
Yeah.
Big bruise. left patella tendon, if we're going to get technical. Jerko takes low outside, 2 balls and a strike. Another start today for Jed at shortstop. His home run last night, the 7th he has hit since playing shortstop. 22 games at short. Jerko now hitting .280, 7 homers and 17 RBIs. Not sure if that's coincidence or if there's some correlation there, but those are nice numbers over the course of the 3 weeks at shortstop. Hits that one in the air to center. And again, the left fielder, Dickerson, coming in, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Padres get a couple here in the first off of Kyle Kendrick. YANGERVIS SOLARTE from the left side, his 13th home run of the season, a shot to right, and James Shields has an early lead.
Rock him out.
32-year-old James Shields making his 32nd start of the season, 5th of the year against Colorado, 3-0 so far against the Rockies, and more run support for James Shields thanks to Solarte's 2-run homer in the top of the 1st inning. Rocky lineup is brought to you by Hyundai, Blackman, Dickerson, Arenado, Gonzalez, Morneau, Adames, Descalso, Garneau, and the pitcher Kyle Kendrick. Blackman snapped an 0 for 14 last night with a big night. Went 3 for 4 with a couple of singles, a double, a walk, an RBI, and he scored 3 times. Good success against Shields in a relatively small sample size, 5 for 18 with a couple of homers. And he takes a strike on the outside corner quickly, 0-2.
Very key for James Shields to get that feel, both sides of the plate, and then that changeup. Right out of the gate, quickly 0-2.
James Shields, some of the best run support in all of baseball, about 5.75 runs per game when he starts. And that certainly helps things out. Most run support in the National League, 7th most in the majors.
Kind of goes back to last year as well, because the last couple years versus the Rockies, 5-0 record. ERA just a little bit over 4. That's been in 6 meetings against these Rockies.
That one's hammered to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. And it is a home run for Charlie Blackmon, leading off the game. 7th leadoff home run of his career. And the Rockies get one back just a couple of pitches into the game.
Quickly had 0-2, and then he threw a pitch for a ball 1-2. Looks like James wanted to go up the ladder, wanted maybe in a little bit. And we know that Charlie Blackmon's got good command of the strike zone. Even though with 2 strikes, you throw a fat pitch to him, he jumped all over it.
Corey Dickerson takes ball 1 from Shields. Did not see him last night. Started the game on Friday night. I remember my Mark Grant scouting report from that game. Fastballs away to Corey Dickerson.
You wrote it down. You're coachable.
The more you know, the better you can be. Good changeup from Shields, 1-1. th home run allowed by Shields this season. 24 of them solo shots.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? If you're going to give up the long ball, we talk about it all the time. That's the way you want to do it.
It sounds almost like something you might roll your eyes at as a fan, but the reality is not a ton of guys are reaching base, and that's why, even though he's given up that many home runs, he has limited the damage.
Well, it's worth another look here. You can see that it's up, belt buckle high, and that ball leaks. Looks like maybe inner third.
You saw Dickerson on the last homestand for the Padres. He was just back off the disabled list. 3rd separate stint on the DL this year for a guy that led the Rockies last season in home runs and extra base hits. Hasn't been able to stay healthy in 2015. Now starting to get back in the swing of it in the final month of the season. And he swings and misses at the 3-2 pitch. So Shields, home run and strikeout. And that's sort of been the story of the season in some ways for James Shields.
Let's check out the scouting report. James Shields, brought to you by the Tilted Kilt. Hey, execute the fastball command. He did not on that pitch to Corey Dickerson. And the changeup anytime.
That strikeout of Dickerson, number 201 on the season. As pitching coach Darren Balsley looks on. Shields struck out 6 men Monday night in Arizona to get to 200. And now he gets Nolan Arenado with a run in and 1 out in the bottom of the 1st. Arenado, nice series and sensational numbers against James Shields so far. Hits that one well, but right at Jerko. Does a little hop, makes the catch, 2 away. Good defensive positioning on the left side of the infield.
That's a hang with him, a big league hang with him.
Nice defensive play by Jed Jerko in back of James Shields. The rest of the Padre defense is brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Just saw Jed. He's got Solarte to his right at third base. Spangenberg and Myers on the right side of the infield with Justin Upton, Jankowski, and Kemp roaming the grassy acres here at Coors. Another start behind the dish for Derek Norris. 2 outs, nobody aboard, and the right fielder Carlos Gonzalez. I don't think they're actually acres, but
you know, by looking at the outfield from our vantage point, I'm trying to think. Is that about an acre total?
I'm not good at that. I don't know square footage. Somebody says, oh, the house is 1,200 square. I have no idea what that means. Not a strength.
I think it's either, just from the naked eye looking out there, it's probably just an acre or maybe a little under an acre.
Okay.
You know, it's living in East County and knowing my acreage.
Yeah. Wide open spaces.
Yeah.
In Alpine. Gonzalez lays off that one. 2 balls and a strike. "37 home runs. That's a new career high. Hit 34 back in 2010. And he chops that one to the right side. Spangenberg was playing back, comes in, makes the play. And that's it for the Rockies here in the 1st inning. But they cut their deficit in half against James Shields' Charlie Blackmon. A leadoff home run to right, and after an inning at Coors, it's the Padres 2 and the Rockies 1. Scoring for both the Padres and the Rockies. 1-run lead for San Diego. And now it's time to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag SDDataStrongFan and you might just see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Hey, if you're going whitewater rafting, take a picture and send it our way.
Whitewater selfie. Not an easy thing to pull off. Derek Norris takes a strike from Kyle Kendrick. Love whitewater rafting. One of my favorite activities.
Never done it.
Really? You'd love it. Let's go. Off season.
Okay.
We'll take a trip. You and me. Norris, Spangenberg, and Shields 6, 7, and 8 against Kendrick here in the second.
I'm a great guest.
No, I know. You're good to be around. You're one of those guys.
Get that run back.
Padres got 2 off of Kendrick in the first on the Solarte home run. A Myers walk had preceded it, and Norris rips this one to left field. That's a fair ball. Derek Norris already has 10 doubles this season against the Rockies, and he's got number 11 as he's able to cruise into second base with a leadoff 2-base hit.
Once again, Kendrick having difficulty spotting the sinker and the breaking ball. This cutter looks like out of the hand. It's a hanger. It might have been a curveball after a second look. And Derek stays on it nicely and keeps it fair down that left field line.
He's got more doubles against the Rockies than any Padre has ever had in any season against any team.
That's using the whole field and gap to gap, down the lines.
Taking advantage of the available acreage. Corey Spangenberg with a man in scoring position takes ball 1. Kendrick almost looks uncomfortable out there at this point.
Very uncomfortable. That's a good way of putting it. No worse feeling for a pitcher when you feel lost out there. Mechanics out of whack, release point, you can't find it. Doing too much thinking. That's the main thing.
Ball 2. 22 pitches in the first inning for Kendrick.
It's like Crash Davis told Nuke Lelouch and, Bull Durham, don't think, mate, just throw.
On 2-0, Spangenberg grounds it to the left side. They'll try and cut down Norris at third, and they do.
Derek immediately knowing that should have probably stayed at second base on that one. When we talk about Derek Norris, watch where Derek Norris is and then watch where the ball is hit. Sure, it's hit on his backside. It's hit on his left, but still hit hard enough to where Norris, who doesn't have blazing speed, And with the play being right in front of Adames at shortstop, they go to third base for that out.
So Spangenberg reaches on the fielder's choice, now 1 away.
Now, if it's a chopper on that side, that's a different story. But because that ball was struck on the ground hard.
And it was also hit right to him, just kind of the way they were shifted, which adds to it. You know, it's not like a couple of years ago when if you're a base runner on second, you almost automatically know where the shortstop is. It's just one more thing to check for now.
Hey, and you know, it's one of those natural reactions, too. As a base runner, you see the ball struck, your natural reaction is to take the extra base or take the next base.
Shields trying to advance Spangenberg a base. He will. 1-4 sacrifice for James out of the 8-hole. And Spangenberg now on second with 2 away. And the number 9 hitter, Travis Jankowski, coming to the plate. Pat Murphy with the pitcher hitting 8th today for the 17th time this season. Shields helps himself and keeps it going for the young outfielder.
You know, looking at that outfield, I'm going to retract my last guess. I think that's going to be over a couple acres.
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, that's what I said originally, but I had no idea.
Oh, really? Did you say that, really?
That's how this all started.
I saw something shiny. I apologize. I didn't hear you.
Jankowski takes up and in. Yeah, I said something about, you know, the acreage in the outfield, and then I said, well, I don't know if it's actually acres out there. I don't know what acres are. I know they're big. But yeah, the opinions we're getting is that it probably is a couple acres in the outfield. Another pitch outside of the strike zone from Kendrick.
Green acres is the place to be.
That's what the song said.
Hey, we saw a home run off the bat of Jankowski in San Francisco. Tough place to hit a home run, right center field. I'll tell you what, with the way Kendrick's throwing up in the zone, nice to see Travis get into one. 2-0 count here.
That was a week ago today. His first big league homer at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Takes a strike, 2-1.
And you can see by the Honda Fox tracks up and out of the zone. The first 2 pitches.
Kendrick has been up all afternoon so far. Walked Will Myers to lead off the game. The next batter, Solarte, hit a home run. Not able to hold his swing per third base umpire Phil Cuzzy. And now 2-2 on Travis Jankowski. Mark?
Oh, yeah, he went. No doubt about it. Had a chance to talk to Travis yesterday in the clubhouse a little bit. What a likable kid.
Yeah.
What a great kid. He's a good egg.
Hits that one through the right side for a base hit. It gets past Descalso. Here comes Spangenberg, and the Padres do get the run back. A 2-out hit from Travis Jankowski. 6th big league RBI. Spangenberg crosses the plate and back to a 2-run lead.
Talk about getting a pitch up on contact. That's at the belt buckle. Yeah, well, it's time for the Padres to keep adding on and getting to Kendrick. He just does not have the feel for those pitches. And the kid they call Freddie comes through.
James Shields helping himself out with that sacrifice bunt to put Spangenberg in scoring position. Jankowski takes advantage, and now a pitch in the dirt to Myers, 1-0. Last week and a half or so for Will. Good little stretch. 3 home runs, including a couple on this trip. Hit the leadoff shot Monday night in Arizona. And a 7th inning home run Friday night here at Coors.
Well, Kendrick not doing well in the first pitch strike category. 3 of 7. I think that can be a little overrated sometimes. But not good for Kendrick. 3 of 7.
Padres trying to avoid the sweep this afternoon, though they have clinched the season series over the Rockies. In the previous 18, they are 11-7 against Colorado. Jankowski running there, but has to go back on the foul ball. If they win today, not only do they avoid the sweep, but they win 12 games against the Rocks for the first time in a single season.
I think Will fouled that one off his foot or something. Took a little walk around home plate, walked it off. Ooh, that's what happens with the sinker. Off the shin, off the ankle, off the toe.
Can't hold up on the 1-2 pitch, and he strikes out. The Padres get the run back, and they lead by 2.
Bucks, 43,560 square feet or an acre. Well, a lot of acreage covered out here by Matt Kemp in this series. Playing deep, you got to come in. Got to get on your horse. He dives and picks up Ian Kennedy for the out, and Travis Jankowski. Look at how deep he's playing in right field. Okay, he's got to get a beat on this ball off the bat. He comes in towards the line a little bit differently than Matt Kemp, and Travis lays out. That just goes to show you. We talked about it in game one all the time. Outfielders play on the deep side here. Those little dunkers, you better get a good read off the bat, good first step, and then turn on the afterburners. And Matt Kemp did that, and Travis Jankowski. That's tools of the trade.
Nicely done by both of those guys and by you. As James Shields delivers to Justin Morneau in the air to left, and Justin Upton will put away Justin Morneau. One gone. According to Rod on Twitter, Coors Field is 2.66 acres.
The whole outfield or just the whole playing
We're waiting
field?
On that. Probably the whole playing field if I had to guess.
You know what?
But most of it is outfield, right?
What'd you say, 2.6?
2.66 according to Rod.
All right, cool.
I have not checked his sources. Seems like a weird thing to make up. So I'm trusting him.
You know what? I'm saying that's kind of accurate.
Got to get one of those survey guys out here. Really figure this out. Well, one of the shortstop, Christian Adames, pinch hit in the game last night, had an infield single. Played some shortstop. Getting the start today in place of Jose Reyes, who we saw in the first 2 games of the series. And Adames lines it to center. Nice job by Jankowski, sort of sizing that one up, making the catch, 2 away. Shields gave off the leadoff homer to Charlie Blackmon in the first, but then got Dickerson, Arenado, Gonzalez, and now retiring the first 2 here in the second with the second baseman Descalso stepping in. Day off for DJ LeMahieu. So Descalso getting the start at second base.
Well, stick around, Friar faithful. The bottom of the third, we're going to check in with catcher Austin Hedges from the Padres dugout. Get some insight from down there from the rookie catcher.
freshly shaved Austin Hedges. No more beard. Got to ask him about that.
Looks like a high school prospect now, doesn't he? He does.
Yeah. 0-2, and Descalso chases. Norris will complete the putout. And James Shields, a nice 1-2-3 second inning. He's got a couple of strikeouts and needed just 7 pitches to get through the second.
Hey, Thursday, October 1st, the NHL returns to Fox Sports San Diego with preseason Ducks hockey. Face-off starts with a showdown against the Avalanche. Ducks hockey is back right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Going to have some hockey here at Coors Field.
That's the Fox Sports San Diego helicopter, piloted by Michael Odino.
I thought it was a drone.
Yeah, a drone and a helicopter.
Oh, okay.
This is the helicopter.
Oh, okay, there's 2. Got it.
He gets all the sights.
YANGERVIS Solarte got this one going in the right direction. A 2-run homer in the first inning, his 13th of the year. Carlos Gonzalez did not have a play on it. And Solarte's shot put the Padres up. He leads off against Kendrick, and he swings at the first pitch and hits it high and deep to right. Gonzalez again shading his eyes, and this time with a reason, as he hops into foul territory to make the catch for the first out of the inning. A long fly ball to right from Solarte, and he just missed his second homer of the day.
And I'm quite frankly surprised that that ball did not get out. Sure, he got under it quite a bit. Carlos didn't really have to do the old hop, skip, and a jump there, but maybe he felt that wall creeping up on him. That's a bad sun out there.
You know, we were having some fun with him earlier and the way he was reacting to the homers, but until it is tough to see here this afternoon. Matt Kemp takes outside, ball 1.
Well, when you look at the shadow of Carlos Gonzalez, that shadow is short and it's right behind him. It's a direct line back to the wall. So if you draw a direct line.
Kemp rips that one to left, but foul.
To where that sun is.
Show me what you're talking about.
Yeah, he looks straight up right into the sun. Look at it's this shadow back here goes directly back to the wall. So that sun is directly in his eyes, casting the shadow. So ball straight up. Hey, good luck.
Matt Kemp closing in on the 1900 RBI season in Padre history. Last time, 2012, when Chase Headley had the huge second half and drove in 115. Matt following a similar pattern this year. And the count now even, 2-2. this season for Kemp. 66 hits to left, 61 to center.
Yeah, heavy on the pull side in the big part of the field in 21. We've seen some extra base hits and home runs go that way.
Hits the 2-2 well to left. Dickerson going back, looking up, and you can forget it. Matt Kemp deep over the left field fence. Second home run of the afternoon against Kyle Kendrick. Number 23 for Matt Kemp and RBI number 98.
Okay, I'm going to go on record and say this, so bear with me. Love that Matt Kemp got enough of that ball to get it out. Was it his best swing? Probably. Probably not. We've seen better swings. Did it sound like it was off the bat crisply? It really didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of maybe off the end of the bat a little bit. It didn't. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have that.
Sure.
So I guess my point is, Coors Field, this place is a joke.
Upton on a hop to Arenado. 2 away. Not a wall scraper either. I mean, it was way out of here when all was said and done.
I mean, it was a good swing.
No, it's a nice swing.
Yeah, it's a very nice swing. He got it was a looked like a breaking ball. It was in. He got his hands in. Maybe after looking at there, it kind of got in on him a little bit. It was down towards the label more than the sweet spot. But hey, home run's a home run. He'll take it. Doesn't matter where it is.
Matt Kemp homering today. Solarte homering today. Jed Jerko homering last night. First home run of the season to Jed that was not pulled. Hit it down the right field line.
Matt Kemp. That's some kind of nice.
23 home runs, 98 RBIs with 12 games to go.
He spins me round, round, right round, baby, like a round, round record.
Smooth.
Smooth operator.
Jed flew out to left field his first time up. The home run by Kemp, the 30th allowed by Kendrick this year. How about 31? Jed Jerko way out of here to left. And the ball continues to fly off the Padres' bats. Kemp and Jerko here in the third. Two straight games with a home run for the Padres shortstop.
Hey, a 2-0 count. You sit dead red. Sure, you might get something else, but if you hang it, you bang it. 2-0 from Kendrick. Oh, my goodness. That pitch was up, outer half, extended. And once again, didn't really sound like off the sweet spot, off the end of the bat. And look at how far it goes.
4-run lead for the Padres. And Derek Norris, who doubled his first time, coming up to face Kendrick.
I want to go where the sun is shining through the pouring rain.
Padres playing long ball here in the third. Talk about all the home runs hit at Coors Field. How about the first game of this series? It's just the third game all year that the Rockies won at home when they didn't hit a home run.
Really?
There have only been 19 home games in which they haven't homered. And we got a week left in the season at home for them. Norris hits the ball to right. Gonzalez shielding his eyes and making the catch. That is it for the Padres here in the third, but another productive offensive inning against Kyle Kendrick. Matt Kemp, a solo shot to make it 4-1, and two batters later, Jed Jerko, a no doubter to left. The top of the third inning. Garneau, Kendrick, and Blackman 8, 9, and 1 due up here in the bottom half of the inning against James Shields. And very appreciative that catcher Austin Hedges going to join us this half inning from the Padre dugout. For those folks who maybe haven't seen you in a couple of days, what's going on with the face? Where's the beard, man? Where's the beard?
Yeah, it was time for it to go.
Why?
It had been long enough. I think, well, Kotz and I have been having bets all year about, you know, if I don't get a hit in a game or I don't get an extra base hit or something, then I got to shave it. And for the most part, anytime you told me to do something, I ended up getting a hit or something. But I don't know, like, wow.
Going back to your prospect days, you look like you're in high school.
Yeah, trying to trick everybody to be a prospect again.
What's Austin Hedges do on a day like today? Oh my goodness! Besides getting pelted with sunflower seeds,
that's about my day. Just kind of get pelted by seeds and wear it in the dugout a little bit.
So you have a target on your back, being the rookie.
Yeah, I guess so. No, it's all in good fun. I think for me, the off days are days to put in some work. Day games are a little bit different. Not as much time, but days to catch some bullpens and you know, work on some things in the cage. So that'll kind of be my day.
Shields ahead of Garneau now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. When the guys out there, whether it's Shields or anybody else, and you're not catching, are you kind of mentally following along with you and Derek Norris? What's that process like for you?
Yeah, I like to usually keep the scouting report nearby just to kind of keep up to date and see how they're following it and see you know, what's working, what's not working. Especially in division, you know, face these guys so much. Kind of see how Dino works with Shieldsy because you know, I don't catch him a whole lot, but you know, whenever that time comes, I want to know you know, what's been working and whatnot.
Is there a lot of dialogue, Austin, between you and Darren Balsley, like on a day like today? Will you go over and like pick his brain?
Yeah, I mean, Darren's pretty locked in, you know, in what's going in the game, but there's definitely questions that I have, and I can go pick his brain a little bit to ask him why we might have done something or not, and you know. He's such a smart guy that nice play. He usually has some good insight for me.
Good job by Spangenberg going out and making that play. Hey, with these expanded September rosters, you got to see some old friends, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's been great to see you know, Rocky and Dak, Casey, Robbie, everybody here. You know, especially seeing Rocky here. It's been really fun to have him here and work with him and see him catching a big league game because he deserves it as much as anybody.
What did he do well, Austin, when you saw him in the minor leagues, Rocky Gale?
Rocky, he's just a real professional. He shows up every day ready to work. You know, whether he's in the lineup or not, he's talking to the pitchers, talking to the team. He's a real natural leader, and he has that good presence behind the plate. And, you know, I think the pitchers see that, and he allows them to be real comfortable out there.
Shields ahead of Kendrick, 0-2. Kyle Kendrick, 179 average on the season for the Rockies. James had a 7-pitch second inning. Then he got some gum. And that one just missing outside. A lot of hijinks in the dugout.
Austin, put it in perspective. I mean, you look at yourself now, you're in the big leagues. But if you were to go to college, you'd only be a senior at UCLA, right?
No, this would be
junior year?
No, I'd be done. I think
you would?
Last year would have been my senior
year. And graduating
year.
with honors.
Yes, I would have been, you know, probably top of my class, obviously, all about grades.
So you would have been 1 year out of UCLA.
That's right. So this would have been, I guess, you know, depending if I got drafted as a junior or a senior, right. Either first year or second year in the minor leagues.
So when you put that into perspective with what this season has been like, Sean Kelly appears to be one of the main culprits here. This has been quite a year for on-the-job training.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, if you put that into perspective, it's pretty crazy to think I'm here right now, and I mean, I'm taking it all in and appreciating where I'm at because you know, had another road presented itself, who knows what would have happened.
Okay, Austin, I've got a question for you. You're a rookie catcher. You've caught Tyson Ross, Ian Kennedy, Andrew Kashner. I'm talking veteran guys. Okay, I guess to pose it this way, was it tough for you during a game to where you thought, okay, I've got to go out and visit these guys and maybe calm them down a little bit? I mean, from a rookie catcher's perspective and a veteran guy, when did you feel like, okay, I got to go out and do it?
Yeah, that's definitely tough, but you know, they're such good guys that they've kind of helped walk me through that process because they know what they need. You know, some guys need to, you know, get pat on the butt and kind of pick them up a little bit, but some guys like Tyson and Cash, you need to go out there and kind of give it to them a little bit. Tell them, hey, let's go. Like, you're not making your pitches, execute. So, You know, there's been a couple times where I'll go out and tell them, like, hey, like, it's time to go. And, you know, it locks them in and it fires them up, and they usually have some success off it. So it's a lot of fun for me to work with them in that way. Yes. Yeah, just it's all about communication, because, I mean, the last thing I want to do is go out and yell at a guy and they really don't need it, and then they hate me the rest of the day.
Has anybody ever told you to get back to behind home plate?
Not yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened one day. But you know, that could end up being a good thing. Fire them up a little bit, and
sure,
maybe make them execute some of their next pitches.
Nice job there by Matt Kemp fighting the sun. And right, they get Blackman. So 2 outs, a runner on first, and Dickerson coming up. Austin Hedges, Padre catcher. Appreciate the time, man, on the quote-unquote day off.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Austin.
Appreciate it. Austin Hedges, Padres catcher.
Good egg, Austin Hedges.
Very good egg. Did you ever tell catcher?
No, I never got to that point in my career.
Okay.
I always respected the catcher and what he had to offer, and I figured, you know what, catcher's smarter than I am, so anytime he has a chance to come out and maybe offer some advice, I'm all ears.
Happens, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely, it happens.
Thanks again to Austin Hedges for his time. 0-1 to Dickerson, who struck out against Shields his first time up, and he takes inside. 1-1. How about a couple of those tight pitches to the pitcher, Kendrick, that Shields didn't get?
Have to keep an eye on that, see if it's called both ways this afternoon. Home plate umpire Gabe Morales. Hey, if you call them both ways, right, you can deal with it.
Dickerson chases 1-2.
Seems like James Shields has the curveball working today, Jesse. A couple of strikeouts this afternoon on curveballs. Once again, Ian Kennedy not afraid to throw the curveball here in Colorado. You can't be afraid to throw it. We saw Robbie Erlin throw a couple last night.
1-2 to Dickerson, and
there's a yacker.
Taken low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the dirt again, and now a full count, 3-2. Shields needed just 7 pitches in the second, and now number 19 coming here in the third. And it's ball 4. Another close pitch. Dickerson draws the second walk of the inning. Kendrick up to second base, and that'll get the dangerous Nolan Arenado to the plate. First time up, Arenado hit the ball well, but Jed Jerko able to hop up, make the catch on the line drive.
I'm guessing first pitch off speed, whether it's the curveball or the changeup. Especially with a hitter like Arenado, a runner in scoring position. You know he loves to hunt the fastball. He's an aggressive swinger. So you pull the string, hopefully get ahead 0-1. Let's see what he tosses up there first pitch.
The ball is flying today. Padres 3 home runs already. A couple of runs in the first, another in the second, 2 in the third. And Arenado takes on the outside corner, a called strike.
Breaking ball. Looked like a slider.
Yeah, it didn't break down.
Kind of a sweeper, huh?
Yeah. Set up inside, and that one's hit to third base. Easy for Solarte, gets the force at third. And that's it for the Rockies as they leave a couple and trail 5-1. by Sycuan Casino. Play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you could save. Got a helicopter earlier. Now what do we got here? Like a scooter?
That's Michael Odino's 10-speed.
Got to be a mountain bike here in Denver, though, no?
Michael Odino, our director here at Fox Sports San Diego. He does it all. He can fly a drone, a helicopter.
Bicycle. You got to stay in
the
that
bike lane now. He's got to get those training wheels off.
Got some potholes.
He's got like a little wicker basket on the front.
A little belt.
Yeah.
Streamers from the handlebars.
He's got a Mickey Mantle baseball card in the spokes.
Good day to ride a bike or take in a baseball game here in the Mile High City. Bottom third of the order for the Padres against Kyle Kendrick, and Cory Spangenberg shows bunt, takes strike one. Cory reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. 5 for his last 16, hits in 8 of his last 10 games.
I just think more reps for Cory is a big thing. Like anybody, getting comfortable.
Hits that breaking ball foul the other way, 0-2.
Gaining some confidence.
In pretty much any walk of life.
Dire straits. Walk of life.
You know, I know.
Sports themed.
Sure.
The more reps,
that's what I was going
the
to say.
more comfortable, the more confidence you get.
And when you're able to get the opportunity the way the Spangenberg has, and you can take advantage of it, even better. Hits that one well to right field. Cory Spangenberg, deep right, and gone. Into the bullpen. And for Cory Spangenberg, just his 3rd home run of the season and the 1st since mid-May. 4th of the day for the Padres.
Here comes Cory singing Oldies Goldies, Bebop a Little Baby What I Say. Here comes Cory singing I've Got a Woman. Down in the tunnels trying to make it pay, and he made him pay. He went deep to right center field for the home run. Another mistake. He'd do the walk. He'd do the walk of life.
That one sounded good.
Oh, yes, it did.
And I'm done watching Carlos Gonzalez. James Shields takes a fastball high, 1-0.
Yeah, what's up with that act out in right field?
You think he doesn't like their announcers, and he knows that all announcers watch the
That's a good point.
Strike to Shields at a sacrifice bunt, his first time up.
Hard holding back the smiles in the dugout for Cory Spangenberg. Padres adding on.
Shields trying to get into the offensive act with that big swing. New season high, and we're only in the 4th inning. Padres have scored in each of the first 4 innings. 2-run shot from Solarte, RBI single from Jankowski, solo blasts from Kemp, Jerko, and now Spangenberg. And Shields into deep center field. Blackman, though, will track it down. And in the sun, he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Let's take a look at the swing of Cory Spangenberg. Does he get on top of this 2-seam fastball? Oh, you know what? As you look at Garneau, he was out of the crouch. He wanted it up. He just didn't get up enough. And at this ballpark, you really don't have to get that top hand seriously on top of that pitch. You just get under it a little bit, you give it a good ride, and it'll go.
Spangenberg's previous 2 home runs were in the same game back in May against the Nationals. Jankowski drove in a run with a single in the 2nd. Padres knocking around Kyle Kendrick a little bit here, who's approaching 60 pitches, which of course is secondary to the runs and hits at this point. Good looking score so far. Padres jumping all over Kendrick and the Rockies, who have really struggled this season when the opponent scores first. When the Rockies allow the other team to score first, they are 19 and 66.
Not good.
And more run support for James Shields, who's got more than anybody else in the National League. Strike 3 called to Jankowski, 2 away.
Backdoor cutter.
Today's game is presented in high definition by Sony. Love seeing all those home runs in crystal clear HD.
How about the Padres? One of the goals this afternoon is try to put up at least one in each frame. They've done that up till now. 2-1, 2-1.
6 runs on 6 hits. Rockies, a run on a hit, a leadoff homer. That's it. Hitting coach got to be happy so far, Mark Kotze. Strike to Myers, 2-1.
Yeah, that's a pitch 2-0. Breaking ball. You don't want to swing at that. It was in a little bit. Will wants something 2-0 that's over the plate. Middle in a little bit.
Myers hits that one well out to left center field. Blackmon and Dickerson are both going back, and Blackmon on the warning track will make the catch. Another long fly ball out. Just a couple of batters after another long home run. Corey Spangenberg's 3rd of the year and the 4th of the day for the Padres. Mike Mark, thanks a lot. Kansas City, it's incredible. Picked by a lot of people to come back to earth this season and just crushing the competition in that division. Padres crushing Colorado pitching so far this afternoon. They have scored in each of the first 4 innings. Mark, you had said, as James Shields works to Carlos Gonzalez, that you want to see the Padres score in all 9 innings.
That would be nice, because that's done very few times in the history of Major League Baseball.
You know how many times?
Where a team has scored at least 1 run in 9 innings?
9 innings.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's fewer than a handful.
Myers going to have to run to the bag. He does. I mean, takes care of Gonzalez.
You figure that's tough to do. So
yeah, very tough.
I'm going to guess fewer than 5 times.
You are correct. Carlos Gonzalez against the Padres this year, now just 8 for 58. They figured something out.
Yeah, the scouting reports from Darren Balsley. He watches video and he writes up these reports for the pitchers, and they stick to the game plan. And with the way that Carlos Gonzalez has been swinging the bat this year, not against the Padres.
So we were saying, scoring in every inning, it has happened twice in Major League history.
Really?
Just twice that a team has scored in all 9 innings. 1923, the Giants did it against Philadelphia, winning 22-8. And in 1964, the Cardinals beat the Cubs 15-2.
Wow.
Morneau, a lot of at-bats over the course of his American League career against James Shields. Good success. Count even 1-1.
James Shields, the type of pitcher where he's going to have the same intensity with a 6-1 lead as if it's 1-1, scoreless, down 6-1.
Morneau flew to left field his first time up. Longtime Twin against the longtime Tampa Bay Ray. Now doing battle in the National League West.
See James Shields go to his mouth there, but you have to wipe, right, on your pants. You cannot be in contact with the rubber. You have to be in front, in back, if you go to your mouth. The old rule was you had to stay off of the mound this way, over here, to go to your mouth. But they changed that rule just to kind of speed up. And then you have to wipe because it's very dry here in Colorado. It's tough to get a good grip on the baseball.
Morneau swings and misses. Norris will throw down to first base. And strikeout number 203 on this season. And another number 2 from James Shields.
Jesse, he's got the yacker working today. Get on top of it. And look where he throws this. He trusts his catcher, Derek Norris, to block that ball with 2 strikes. Keeps it in front of him. Derek completes the 2-3 put out. He's got confidence in that pitch. It's a doozy, Judge.
2 outs. And Christian Adames, the shortstop. Switch hitter batting left-handed. And Adames takes just outside. 1-0. September call-up for Adames, who also appeared in 7 games last year for the Rockies. Lined out to center his first time up. And hits this one to left, but that'll be into the seats, out of play. Easy for Spangenberg, and a nice 1-2-3 inning for James Shields. He is protecting the big lead as we go to the 5th. the long ball? If so, this one's for you. YANGERVIS SOLARTE, second batter of the game. A 2-run shot over Carlos Gonzalez in right field. That got the Padres up early. Matt Kemp adding to the home run party to make it 4-1 in the third. Jed Jerko, 2 batters later, 5-1. And then in the fourth inning, a leadoff home run from CORY SPANGENBERG to make it 6-1. 4 home runs in the first 4 innings for the Padres. And when that happens, you can expect that the starting pitcher will not last very long. And that's the case today, as you got a pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, Kyle Kendrick never got the field down, and the Padre hitters made him pay. So enter right-hander David Hale, kind of a swingman, starter reliever type.
Hoping they can get a couple of innings out of him, and he delivers strike 1 to Solarte. Kind of the case last night, too. Christian Bergman threw 3 1/3 in relief after the injury to Flande. Did a nice job keeping the thing all settled in for the Rockies. Solarte to center. Blackman sizes it up, steps back, makes the catch. 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning.
Hale's pretty much a 3-pitch pitcher. Not overpowering by any means as Matt Kemp works his way to the dish. 89-93 on the fastball. He mostly uses a long man. When he's on his game, he'll get a lot of grounders.
He did start 10 games, as you said, earlier this year. 2-5 in those 10 starts with an ERA over 6. So now out of the bullpen and missing to Matt Kemp, 1-0. Kemp with one of the 4 Padre long balls. They try and score in each of the first 5 innings now, and into center field. That one will get past Charlie Blackmon. Kemp's on his way to second base, and with 1 out here in the 5th, Matt Kemp in scoring position. He's got a home run and a double here this afternoon.
Off the end of the bat. I don't know whether Charlie Blackmon initially was fooled by the swing and maybe held his ground, but this is a breaking ball. Matt's quick to it. Let's watch Blackman's playing on the first base side. Oh, he's got to go all the way to his right and then in, and then tries to make the shoestring catch. And very important here in Colorado, like any ballpark, as a corner outfield, you got to back up your center fielder.
28th double of the season for Kemp, and now a fastball strike at the knees to Upton, 0-1. Justin 0 for 2 this afternoon with a fly out and a ground out. Hale came up through the Braves system, traded to the Rockies this past January. And he actually made his major league debut against the Padres a couple of Septembers ago. Started for the Braves and struck out 9 in 5 innings of work. In the dirt, and a nice job by Garneau.
You see what Hale's trying to do. Our Fox Tracks brought to you by Southland Technology. Trying to keep it down, work for that ground ball, keep it on the infield.
Two runs in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Means they're supposed to score 2 here in the 5th. Simple math. Upton smokes it to left, but foul.
Wow.
Hey, closed captioning of this afternoon's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. All smiles so far for the Padres. They've got 6 runs and James Shields on the mound. Shields has allowed just 1 hit, the leadoff homer to Blackmon in the first.
You know what I think's overrated too?
Cotton candy?
No. Balls in the dirt switched out by the umpire. What happens to the ball that's smoked on a 1-hop to shortstop? That ball stays in the game.
Yeah, that's a weird one to me.
It's a waste of baseballs.
Might get back in the rotation anyway. Upton to left. Dickerson going back, still going back, and it's off the wall. Kemp's going to come around to score. Upton's on his way to second base. Back-to-back doubles for Kemp and Upton. And the Padres do score here in the 5th inning.
Did I say earlier that this place is a joke?
I think you did, yeah.
Let's check out the pitch from Hale. Slider down, Upton goes. Look at, he doesn't even finish off the swing. Look at, that's like a 3/4 swing.
He's strong.
I know he is, but look at how far this ball travels off the bottom of the fence.
Jed Jerko's been in on the action today, and he flies one to shallow center field. Blackman coming on. He's not going to get there. Upton read it well, but he'll be held at third base by Glenn Hoffman. Third hit of the inning for the Padres. Third straight hit for the Padres. Runners on the corners with just one out, and Derek Norris coming up. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top-tier player profile, brought to you by Arco. Jed Jerko and Matt Kemp each today with their 6th home runs of the season against the Colorado Rockies.
Like I said earlier, whether it's Jed Jerko or Matt Kemp, you put a good swing on it, you square it up. You know, I retract that. You don't even have to square it up. You put a good swing on it off the end of the bat, it's going to travel.
Makes what James Shields has done so far today that much more impressive. Norris doubled his first time up. More extra base hits than any other catcher in the National League. And he hits that one to center field. Padres get their 2nd run of the inning. Upton will be able to walk on home. Jerko to second base. And the Padres continue to pour it on against the Rockies here in the 5th. Like we said, 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and now 2 in the 5th.
You called it. What's the pitch? It's another slider. Looks like he missed the location, and Derek does a nice job of fighting that one off. And with the way the outfield plays here, you get a lot of those dunkers in between the outfielders and the infielders. Chalk up another one.
Binary code. 2-1-2-1-2.
Okay, Mr. Miami.
What does that have to do with Miami?
Binary code?
Are you suggesting that they teach that? It's just a thing. It's a big day for math. Spangenberg, big swing and a miss, 0-1.
I wish I was a whiz at math. I mean, I'm talking Will Hunting.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You just walk up to the chalkboard holding your mop. And
because as I get older, I just get more and more intrigued about math, and because there's an exact answer, right?
It's not theoretical. Here's some math. With runners in scoring position today, the Padres are hitting .800.
That's 4 for 5, right?
Correct. In this circumstance. Jerko at second, Norris at first. And a new baseball for the pitcher, David Hale. Talked about this earlier in the series. The largest comeback in Coors Field history, I believe, 8 runs. Done by the '99 Cubs. That one could be 2, 4-6, no chance with Spangenberg running. So fielder's choice, runners on the corners, 2 outs.
You know, Corey's got such good speed. Did you see him about 3/4 of the way down the line? He just kind of pulled up a little bit, knowing that he doesn't have to go all out to stay safe at first.
So with the pitcher hitting 8th, it'll be James Shields, 2 outs. Jerko and Spangenberg, the base runners. Norris back to the dugout, and you can get a head start on strapping the gear back on. Been a tough road trip for the Padres. This one starting off very nicely this afternoon. Swept in San Francisco, took 2 out of 3 in Arizona, but dropped the first 2 here in Denver. And now a 7-run 5th inning lead.
That ball come up and hit James on the bounce off a home plate.
By the way, binary code is just 1s and 0s. There are no 2s.
So you were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong.
That's okay. Let's see this breaking ball off a home plate. Came up and just got him on the backside, it looks like. Oh, by the way, we mentioned lifespan of a baseball in the game, and we found out it's roughly 7 pitches. I forgot to relay that. That was part of our homework. We talked about it yesterday.
I think it was Friday.
Was it Friday?
Yeah, a couple nights ago. Relevant again to what you brought up a moment ago. 1-2 to Shields, and he fights it off and fouls it back.
Well, once again, our director, Michael Odino, does everything. He came up with that little nugget.
He rides the bike, pilots the helicopter.
Oh, our cameraman, Tim Davis, who does a fine job here at Coors Field, came up with that little nugget. He passed it along to our director, Michael, and we appreciate that.
Nice. Shields takes 2-2.
There he is.
He's a math whiz.
Thanks, Tim.
Good stuff. Shields had a sac bunt his first time up, flew to center field back in the 4th. He's 0 for 1. 2 outs, 2 on, and a 2-2 pitch. Chopped over to the left side. The shortstop, Adames, makes the throw, and that's it for the Padres, who scored 2 more here in the 5th. 8-1 San Diego. Curveball.
The big key in Colorado is to stay on top of the curveball and aim a little lower. It seems like James Shields has no problem at this elevation, being 1 mile high, to throw that curveball and make it effective. You see the rotation? That's very key. And as a catcher, knowing that your pitcher's going to aim lower, you anticipate that ball in dirt. A great job by Derek Norris as well behind home plate, smothering those pitches. That's been one of the key pitches for the right-hander to strike out, and the success of James Shields.
Shields not afraid to be part of Club 5280. Good numbers so far, just a run on a hit in 4 innings, and imagine anytime he can pitch with a 7-run lead, makes it that much more nice. Daniel Descalso to be followed by Dustin Garneau in the pitcher's spot. Shields didn't get that call. And the 1-0 to Descalso is taken outside. As we check the Cholula flamethrower.
James Shields, 92. That's a Bloody Mary mix. It's got a little spice to it. Not overpowering, just enough to, you know, make it tasty.
Descalso to deep center. That is Jankowski tracking it and making a nice over-the-shoulder catch just in front of the fence out there, more than 400 feet away to dead center field.
Now, judging by that swing, did you think the ball was going to go that far? Well, you know, it is Coors Field, and Jankowski does a nice job of eyeing that one up.
He's smooth out there.
He is.
He's very smooth out there. We've seen him for about a month now. And a good look at the acreage here in the outfield at Coors.
That's not a bad seat up there in the upper deck.
Is that the purple row? Mile up. Catcher Garneau takes a fastball just outside. Boy, Shields not getting much from the home plate umpire Gabe Morales this afternoon. Not that it's bothering him too much. Pop-up was a nice catch by Corey Spangenberg. And that one is called a ball, 2-0.
Hey, Jesse, you know the Fox tracks that we show, right?
With
Right
balls
here?
and strikes?
You know the top of the zone right there?
Yeah.
I want to tell our fans, and we've told them once before, even, you know, it adjusts to the hitter. This box right here isn't just locked in as that box.
Sure, because Alexi Amarista is going to have a different strike zone than Matt Kemp.
Exactly. So when Garneau steps in, as he steps into the box, according to the rule book, it's between the belt and the letters. So it's right there, and then the knees. And the box adjusts accordingly to that hitter when he's in the box.
That's exactly right. Good effort over in foul territory by Will Myers. But the unfriendly confines of the visiting ballpark make it tough to make the catch. Strike two. All right, so when Garneau's up there, it'll be in a little bit of a different place. Now, it'll look the same on your TV screen.
Yeah, now the rule book says it's the rule book says it's like the armpits, right? And the belt, it's the in-between mark there. That's the top of the strike zone. That halfway mark between the armpits and the belt.
Garneau strikes out, number 4 for Shields, and 2 away here in the 5th.
Now, see, on that pitch, it doesn't matter because he swung and missed.
All right, that foul ball Myers was going after, by the way. Oh, that's twice on this road trip we've had E-Fan.
Off the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, into the chin.
Rolled right up on him. How about the guy at Chase Field the other night? Pitcher Hale.
That was all-time hands down the best ever. Because the way the guy reacted after.
The guy in Phoenix, he went to go try and make the catch. Looked like he broke his finger when the ball hit his hand, and then just square between the eyes. Glasses shattered, the whole 9 yards. And he was such a good sport about it. They were showing him on the big screen. He was taking bows and tipping his cap.
Yeah.
He had the glasses all taped up.
He looked like one of the Hanson brothers from Slapshot after all the work on those glasses.
Like this guy, you said, it kind of hit the hand, it rolled up the arm.
Yeah.
The guy in Arizona, just right between the eyes.
And then he's got the fixed glasses, and then he's got the Band-Aid on his forehead.
If you missed that, hang with us. We'll show it to you in a moment. Hale, a career .077 hitter. Fouls that one off.
You know, as a fan, if you're not used to doing that ball gets big very quickly as it comes up on you.
That guy took a foul. He's got the split finger. 2-2 to the opposing pitcher. Is strike 3 called. A couple of Ks in the inning. And we rewind to Chase Field, Phoenix. Sorry. Myers in foul territory. You've got a glove. Fan a few moments ago here at Denver have some trouble with the foul pop, and we alluded to something we saw earlier on this road trip in Arizona. We'll have that for you in a few minutes as David Hale goes back to work in his second inning of relief.
I'd like to see a lot of the Padres get into the act this afternoon, especially after the first two games.
All right, here you go, Arizona. Oh, that's.
Oh my gosh,
man, it was a direct shot.
And look at, I mean, he's beaten up pretty well, but look at, he's a gamer.
Glass is broken. He got all patched up, and oh, the glove that I brought. Maybe I should use it here today. The guy's got the glove, just misjudged. Jankowski out of the 9-hole, leading off the 6th inning. All right, so 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. That means they get 1 here in the 6th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see the 11 there for the number of times it's happened. What I said earlier was only twice has a team scored in all 9 innings. Most of those occurrences are the home team scoring in 8 innings.
I gotcha.
So it's only happened twice before where a team has scored in 9 straight innings. And Jankowski swings and misses. He strikes out for the 2nd time today. First for Hale since he came in last inning. And now the top of the order against the Colorado reliever. Ball and 2 strikes to Will Myers. Walked and scored his first time up. Kyle Kendrick started the game for Colorado. He allowed 4 home runs in his 4 innings of work. And Myers chops that one foul. Still 1-2.
A lot of sliders from Hale to Myers.
And why not? You saw that first swing pitch prior to that last one kind of open up a little bit. Now Will's thinking, am I going to get that two-seamer? Am I going to get the slider down and away?
Gets the fastball, and he paints it on the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hale. 2 gone here in the 6th, and time now for a memorable moment in Padres history, brought to you by Geico. One of my all-time favorites. October 7th of 2001, Rockies at Qualcomm, final day of the regular season. Rickey Henderson doubles off John Thompson for hit number 3,000. In his big league career, Rickey would add 55 more hits over the next couple of years with Boston and the Dodgers, and finish with 3,055 on his career. Arenado barehand, not in time to get fast start day up the first base line. And YANGERVIS SOLARTE with an infield single with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Rickey Henderson, what a pleasure it was to be around him. You talk to everybody who played with him, great teammate, great career. And you know what? I've said this many times. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Rickey Henderson, one of the top 5 players of all time.
I mean, he scored more runs than anybody in history.
Well, think of his game. He could run, he could hit, he could throw. He could score runs, the hits. A lot of guys are one-dimensional. Rickey had it going. Just ask Rickey. Loved Rickey Henderson.
Would have enjoyed this series. A couple leadoff home runs for the last few games. Myers had one in Arizona. Blackman today.
Do you disagree with me on that?
Not at all. I think he's one of the great players of all time. And like you said, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Kemp with a home run and a double in this game. The long ball in the 3rd. His first hit of the series, shot to left, with the Padres up 4-1. Scored a couple of times here this afternoon. And Justin Upton putting together back-to-back doubles in the 5th. And now a 2-2 count. Smashes that one to left. It is a fair ball. Solarte on his way to 3rd. He will be held there. Kemp going into 2nd with his 2nd double in as many at-bats.
Matt Kemp looks so comfortable at the plate. We've said it many, many times. Sounds like a broken record, but I tell you what, that record sounds very, very nice to the ears. And the results for Matt Kemp in the second half of the season. Let's check it out. Foot was down, recognizing the hands are back and keeping it fair. That's an easy swing, isn't it? Fluid.
Nicely played by Dickerson off the wall, too. And
we talk about pitchers overthrowing, hitters overswinging. Not the case with Matt Kemp.
Upton first pitch swinging, base hit the other way. That'll get at least 1 home. Solarte will score. Kemp is being waved, and the Padres have scored again. Now all 6 innings.
And with 2 outs, yo.
Pattern's a little bit off now, but in a good way.
Looked like a high changeup. Tough to tell. Anyway, Upton does a nice job of staying inside that one, beating the shift. He looks out there. He saw everybody on the left. He goes, "You got to be shifting me. I'm just going to take that ball the other way." It drives in 2. Why not?
Big day for the Bats. 10 runs, 13 hits. And at least 1 in each of the first 6 innings. All for you, James. Jed's been a part of the action. And he takes strike 1. Solarte scored twice, driven in 2. This is more like it.
Oh, yeah, you got to love that. Into the double digits now.
Padres combined for 6 runs in the first 2 games of this series.
We talk about Jed Jerko swinging the bat well on the left last night. Look at this pitch. Up and away, but staying on top of it just enough. He got under it for the home run to right field. And then this one getting extended. And, you know, on the second one today, you see his body? It's almost like he was reaching for that. And once again, not the best swing, but still getting enough of it and up to send it out of here.
It's this one the other way. Gonzalez coming in, and in the sun, he will make the catch for the 3rd out here in the 6th. The Padres, though, add 2 more, and they lead by 9.
Their own individual goals also, and he's been one of the guys in the big leagues who consistently puts up 200 innings, and he's proud of it, and he should be. So it's nice to see him get to that plateau, and the 200 strikeouts is just, you know, gravy on top of that. So he's done very well this year. I know his expectations were a little bit higher, but just get the 200 inning plateau, and the 200 punch outs is pretty good.
Welcome back to Coors Field, bottom of the 6th, 10-1 Padres. And, of course, that was Darren Balsley, Padres pitching coach, on James Shields. Him reaching his 200 strikeout, his last start, and then, of course, approaching the 200-inning mark, and how that's such a milestone for James. Later on in the conversation, Darren also talked to me about James is such a leader in the clubhouse, especially with the young arms, be it Robbie Erlin with his pitches or John Edwards with his intensity. And it's such an important thing, especially this time of year, to have that leadership.
Yeah, Lee, thanks a lot. And I liked what Darren Balsley had to say, because you heard James kind of echoing those sentiments. Charlie Blackmon leading off here in the 6th inning, a 9-run lead for the Padres. He's more concerned about the innings than the strikeouts. And James basically saying, hey, if I go out there and I get to my 200 innings, and he's at 194 plus right now, the strikeouts will come.
Absolutely.
They're almost secondary to going out there and doing the work.
Because as a pitcher, you can't get a strikeout unless you get 2 strikes, correct? I mean, last time I checked.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, you 1, 2. If you
like
get
the song says, 3 strikes you're out.
That's right. And if you can get an out with fewer pitches than 3, hey, you're going to rack up the innings quickly. You can't control if a guy swings and misses.
Nice job by Will Myers over at first base, taking care of Blackmon. James Shields just rolling along, up over 200 strikeouts on the season. And you take a look at the Padre records for most Ks in a single year. He's closing in on what Ian Kennedy did last season. Kevin Brown in '98. That's way up there.
Oh, he had the power 2-seamer and the slider and the splitty. Kevin Brown did. Creeping up, James Shields.
Shadows shifting at Coors. And a called strike to the left fielder Corey Dickerson, who has struck out and walked this afternoon. Nice crowd on hand here at Coors. Broncos played on Thursday night, picked up the win in Kansas City, so a lot of folks spending the day here downtown. Breaks his bat and fouls that one down the right field line. Easy to talk about the 10 runs and the 13 hits for the Padres. Don't forget, Shields has allowed 1 hit, and it was the first guy that he faced. Leadoff home run from Charlie Blackmon in the first inning. Since then, a couple walks and nothing else for the Rockies.
Shutting them down.
It's one thing to get run support. It's another thing to take advantage of it.
He's pitching like it's nothing. They got a game break coming up. Cardinals, Cubs from the friendly confines on the north side.
Cubbies trying to go for the sweep.
Good.
Fastballs away has been Mark Grant's scouting report on Dickerson to try and finish him off. Come with a curveball, and he fouls it off down the right field line again. Final game of this last long road trip for the Padres. They'll end the season with 3 games at Dodger Stadium.
Backdoor slider, change up, curveball, fastball in.
And they get him. Dickerson tries to hold up, cannot. Strikeout number 6 for Shields. And another one bites the dust.
Hey, James missed a location because look where Norris is, but my goodness, Dickerson just at wit's end on the fastball. Bad looking hack. I've seen better hacks under a Band-Aid. Better cuts under a Band-Aid. Better swings on a schoolyard.
Arenado came in with the great numbers against Shields in his career, but James won the first 2 battles this afternoon. Arenado is lined out and grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice. And he rolls this one foul. 0-2.
That was a nice changeup, cued foul by Arenado. So since Arenado being the hitter he is, and Shields ahead 0-2, it's always fun to peek in to Derek Norris and see what he's going to put down. You like peeking in?
I do.
You ask and you shall receive. Look at that.
Appreciate it.
Curveball. It's been the pitch to go to today. Changeup. Shook him off to the changeup.
Got him. 7 strikeouts for James Shields, 2 in each of the last 2 innings. He is still allowed just the 1 hit. We'll go to the 7th inning. The Padres all over the Rockies. It's been the offense, but it's also been the ace.
Changeup. Swung on and missed. Changeup.
All right, thank you very much, Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. It feels like a big win for the Cardinals, even though they have a relatively comfortable lead, I guess, at that point. And as the guy said, they have clinched a playoff spot, but maybe a little bit of a confidence boost after the Cubs took care of business in the first couple of games of that series. What do you make of what Mark Sweeney just said about the history of the Cardinals, the recent history and the recent success, giving them an edge moving forward?
No question about it that gives them an edge. They're used to it. They've had guys who have had a taste of it in the past. Now they can line things up for the playoffs. It's a good situation to be in.
Standings are brought to you by National University. They are the National University standings in the National League. You take a look at the Central and the wild card.
There's a lot to be said about that when you have an organization that expects to win each and every year, right? Look at that line score.
Love it. Cory Spangenberg with Shields on deck. Padres have scored in each of the first 6 innings of this game. Again, by our research, only twice in Major League history has a team scored in all 9 innings. Now, of course, you have to be the road team in order to do that. Home team's not going to bat in the 9th, assumingly in that situation. That's happened a few more times, but just twice. Once in the 20s and once in the 60s. Spangenberg can do it with one swing. He homered earlier today, and he hits this one to the shortstop Adames, who misplays it, and the Padres have a 1-out base runner. Strange positioning for the shortstop on the shift, and he had some trouble with that ball.
It looked like he was in front of it, and he tried to backhand it. Very odd approach for Adames. See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like he wanted to get himself in a position of an already throwing position. That's got to be an error.
Got to be.
Yeah.
So E6 and James Shields, who's got a sacrifice bunt this afternoon already on his ledger, will bat, trying to help himself out some more. Rockies don't expect him to sacrifice in this situation. They play the infield back, and he takes inside. Hits it the other way. Gonzalez coming in. He'll catch the line drive. And Spangenberg back to first. 2 away. And if the Padres want to keep the scoring streak alive here in the 7th, it'll be up to Travis Jankowski to keep it going. It's pretty crazy, scoring in 6 straight innings to start a game. James Shields rolling right along on the mound. 7 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed. Jankowski starting for the first time since Tuesday at Arizona. And Jankowski chops that one up the middle. It'll be Arenado charging in, throwing in time. It was a close play at first base. Jankowski runs extraordinarily well, but nicely done by Nolan Arenado. And there will not be a 7th consecutive inning with a run scored by the Padres. Maybe Arenado was going to go to the bare hand, and he just gets Travis Jankowski. And so for the first time this afternoon, the Padres do not score in an inning. They'll have to settle for just 10 runs through 7.
Darn it.
Would have been fun.
It would have been.
Chase down history heading into the last couple of minutes, but what can you do? Beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Denver at Coors Field. The Padres are in control with the big lead. And on this Sunday afternoon, we will keep it here for the Rockies presentation of God Bless America. Military recognition taking place here at Coors.
He is joined on field today by his wife Miranda. Fans, please give a warm Coors Field Heroes welcome to Specialist Samuel Deaver and his wife Miranda, and all of our nation's brave servicemen and women and their families. We thank you for your service and sacrifice.
And now, God Bless America.
Band, please rise as we honor our great country with the performance of God Bless America. Performing God Bless America today, representing the United States Air Force Academy Band, is Technical Sergeant Chris Hamill. Please welcome Technical Sergeant Hamill and join him by singing along to God Bless America.
Fields, he is rolling right along.
He most certainly is. Hey, he was rolling in Arizona his last start. 7 innings, 4 hits, only 1 run, and he's carrying it over at a mile high. What's working for him? Well, the location of the fastball. We talked about the changeup as well. Righties and lefties alike, but the curveball is really being a big part of James Shields' day. A lot to work with also as we go to the bottom of the 7th. 10-1 lead for San Diego, and James Shields is in control.
He's allowed just 1 hit. It was a leadoff home run to Charlie Blackmon in the 1st inning. Since then, only 2 men have reached base. A couple of walks in the 3rd inning. He's retired 10 in a row, and he starts off here in the 7th at just 85 pitches. Carlos Gonzalez takes a fastball strike, 0-1.
Great job on the pitch count. And Gonzalez wearing the collar this afternoon.
Padres have done as good a job as anybody holding him in check all year long, and that has continued this weekend and this afternoon. And now Shields ahead of him, 0-2. Gonzalez, like Matt Kemp, had a turning point moment in this season earlier this summer. I guess his was in mid-May. He was hitting 188 with 2 home runs in the middle of May.
Yeah, remember the knee issue, the hand issue.
Strikes out here, 0 for 3 this afternoon. Changeup from Shields, his 8th of the afternoon. Hey, we promised you earlier, right?
Yeah, we keep our promises.
We've got it. Today's T-Mobile strongest fan photo. You can compete for yours. Tweet your photo and use the hashtag SDDataStrongFan for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. How about Joe from Vegas on the set of Padres Social Hour?
Hey, nice. Joe Costanzo. Thanks, Joe. Did you see him on Social Hour?
Yeah, he stopped by and said hi.
Nice.
Live in Las Vegas as Justin Morneau stands in and fouls one back. Came to go visit the Padres, see the team, Petco Park.
A lot of Friar faithful following in Las Vegas. Viva, baby.
Morneau fouls another one back quickly, 0-2 on the big first baseman. Shields struck him out his last time up. Mentioned that Shields collected his 200th strikeout of the season in his last start Monday night in Arizona. Now at 208 on the year. And Tyson Ross, who will throw the next game for the Padres, is sitting at 194 strikeouts on the season. San Diego has never had a year in which 2 different pitchers reached 200 strikeouts. Could very easily happen here in 2015. Curveball stayed up on Shields, now 2-2. Tyson will be back at Petco when the Padres return to action on Tuesday against Chris Heston and the Giants. Day off tomorrow. 2-2 to Morneau. And another foul ball. Just misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We saw Morneau triple in the 6th inning of the game on Friday night. He tripled the previous game he played. And so for the first time in his career, triples in back-to-back games for Justin Morneau.
Fastball in here.
And he hits it well out to right. Kemp came in. Now he's got to go back and over. Reaches out. Can't make the catch. Jankowski was right there to back up, and so Morneau will not be thinking 3 this time. He goes into second base. First hit for the Rockies since the leadoff man in the bottom of the first. Talked about the sun in right field. Matt Kemp had a little bit of trouble with that one.
A lot going on. The sun, a lot of real estate, and does he take the best route, the first step? Well, maybe not, but it's a good effort from Matt. Always puts in a good effort. The old tuck and roll. How close? Yeah, he draws leather on it. Just off the webbing.
Jankowski was right there to retrieve the baseball.
And backing up. Corners got to back up the center fielder. Center fielder, you got to back up your corners.
Adames now takes a fastball outside, 1-0. Shortstop has lined out and ground out.
What is nice is to have this lead and then have an extra base hit, and you're not like saying, oh, okay, now it's crunch time. We got to leave that guy stranded.
First time this afternoon, the Rockies have had a runner in scoring position. Blackman had the solo homer. The 2 walks in the 3rd. Second time, the 2 walks in the 3rd. Kendrick, the pitcher, was in scoring position. In the air left field, Justin Upton going over, making the catch. 2 away. And it's time now Mud to look at our Fan Diego fans of the game.
Oh, I love the fans. Fans have been around a long time, and newbies. Hey, that's a new one. Aw.
Fresh out of the oven.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Seen a nice number of Padre fans here over the weekend. Out and about in Denver. Uh-oh. Unhappy.
Yeah.
Diaper time, I think.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Pitch number 100 coming. And Descalso fouls it away.
I changed all the diapers in our house.
All of them?
All of them.
Even during baseball season?
Yes, when I was home, yeah. Yeah.
That was my point.
That was my responsibility, yeah.
You were gone a lot, though.
If I'm home, I was doing it.
That one gets away from Norris. Morneau will advance to third on the wild pitch. I saw on Padres POV a couple weeks back, Mike Pomerantz and Jed Jerko, they had a diaper changing competition on the show. Jerko's got the twins.
That's right.
He's gotten very good at it.
I'll bet. A lot of reps.
SD Live, excuse me. Not Padres POV. That was fun. Just missing. 2 balls and a strike. There we go. All better. Buttoning it up.
That's called a onesie.
Yeah. Convenient for diaper changing. Now, what do you do with the diaper at this point?
Well, you roll it up, you wrap it up, and you put it in the diaper genie.
No, I'm saying at the ball game. You can't just put it under your seat with like the nacho
Why
thing.
not?
Guess it depends. Ball 4 to Descalso. 2 on, 2 out.
October means baseball, fans, and FS1 continues to be your home for the postseason. Action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and history. It all begins October 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And it's all good at the ball yard for that little one. Oh, that's the best when you're cradling like that and you got your head up against your cheek. And now it's burp time.
Catcher Garneau with runners on the corners, 2 outs, and Shields' fastball nicks the outside corner, 0-1. More bottle? No. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Unhappy again.
Really? Say, come on, let's go. Shake yourself.
Handoff.
Yes, he did.
There will not be an appeal to the first base umpire, Tony Randazzo. Garneau hit his first big league home run earlier this month off of James Shields. Last night, Tom Murphy, first big league home run. Kyle Kendrick, who started for the Rockies, hit his first big league home run against the Padres this month.
Hey, let's see for James Shields as pitch 108 is coming up next. Just the location on the fastball. Kind of yanked that one a little bit. That's a workout this afternoon. Even though the conditions are dry, it's still probably warm down on that field. So the last pitch prior to that one, down and away, kind of yanked it. That pitch left up in the zone, and Bud Norris is getting hot.
Saw Andrew Cashner finish 7 innings in his last start Wednesday at Arizona. Pushed things forward nicely. And now Shields trying to see if he can complete 7 here at Coors. Full count.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Rockies with just 2 hits this afternoon against James Shields. Trying to finish it off against Garneau, and we'll do it again. That was the 25th pitch of the inning for Shields. And you got to know, as a competitor, he wants to get through this 7th.
No question.
Especially with the big lead. Garneau waits, and he yanks that one. It gets away. Morneau's going to come home, and Morneau is going to score. It was ball 4, but also a wild pitch. And it's 10-2 here in the 7th. Second wild pitch of the inning.
Yeah, you know what? The last few pitches, down and away in the fastball, yanking it. The high breaking ball, yanking that one, the wild pitch. And there comes a time, yeah, the legs get heavy, the arm kind of drags a little bit. That's a workout. It's 110 pitches. Yeah, it's starting to show a little bit here in this inning.
Pat Murphy on his way out. We have seen him leave the starting pitcher in a couple of times in these situations, but this afternoon he'll make the call. James Shields did his part.
Yep.
6 2/3 innings. He allowed 1 hit through the first 6. And after 111 pitches, he will give way to Bud Norris. 8-run lead for the Padres with 2 outs in the 7th. Portobello mushroom butt tree jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Petco. What we feed them matters.
Wow. Ooh.
Hold on.
Oh, look out.
Get some cotton candy there, too.
More than cotton candy. After lunch?
James Shields done after 6 2/3. He allows just 2 runs on 2 hits. Is responsible for a couple of men aboard. But a nice afternoon for the Padre ace.
Hey, that's a good line in the big leagues for James Shields. Hoping to get 7 full, but after the 2 walks, the pitches were starting to get up in the zone. You start to yank some pitches. That's a good workout. 110 pitches for the veteran right-hander.
But Norris going to try and get the final out here in the 7th, coming on for the 17th time as a Padre.
And these Rocky hitters are going to have to turn up the dial because we know that Bud Norris can touch 96, 97 on the fastball. This being his 17th game. Pretty good splits, but righties needs to make an adjustment. 3.67 average against righties.
He will face a left-handed batter here, the pinch hitter Ben Paulson. Hits for the pitcher Hale, who provided a nice 3 innings of relief after the short start by Kyle Kendrick. And Paulson takes first pitch strike from Bud Norris. Saw Paulson in last night's game. Came in to play first base, struck out in his only at bat. On the long road trip for the Rockies that preceded this series, he went 1 for 16. That one gets away, and both runners will advance. Third wild pitch of the inning. 2 by Shields and now 1 by Norris.
See what the pitch is. Looks like a breaking ball. And when you miss that much inside, very tough for any catcher to try to squeeze that one. Hey, relievers take a lot of pride leaving those runners out there. Stranded runners, inherited runners.
Descalso at third, Garneau at second. And that one's lined to left. Upton going over, but it will be a foul ball. Inside, ball 2.
97. Gotta locate that, though.
Hard hit and through the right side. That's going to get a couple runs home. Ben Paulson, a pinch hit, 2-run single. 10-4. Closes the book on James Shields.
Well, we mentioned hot fastball, hot breaking ball. It's all about location. That was a breaking ball. Looked like a slider. Just catching too much of the plate. And credit Ben Paulson for staying on that one. Putting the ball in play. Off the bench.
Still 2 outs. Runner on first. And Charlie Blackmon takes a fastball at 95 for strike 1. That solo home run to lead off the bottom of the first was the last hit the Rockies had until Morneau's 1-out double here in the 7th. 3 runs this inning, and things have tightened up a little bit. Pulls this one over to second base. Spangenberg's got it, and that'll be it for the Rockies here in the 7th. They scored 3 times, but still trail 10-4. In-game update. Mark Grant, you came in first place. Look at you extending the lead here this afternoon in Saquon's Pick the Stick.
Well, thanks to Matt Kemp. Home run, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored. He does have a strikeout, but still, thank you very much. And looks like pretty much running away with it.
Tough day so far for Allie Sturm and Chris Budden. Everybody putting up points except for them is Brooks Brown.
Looks like I better get my speech ready.
Comes into pitch. Really? You're that confident?
What, 21-point lead?
12 games to go after today.
You know what? Pick the Stick is a game to where there is no magic number.
Correct. Anything could happen.
Right.
The possibilities are infinite. Math. Top of the order against Brown, who's the third Rocky pitcher this afternoon. David Hale threw 3 innings of relief, allowed 4 runs on 7 hits. Ben Paulson stays in the game to play right field. James Shields one story tonight, but certainly the Padre bats another. San Diego scoring in each of the first 6 innings here today. Just the second time that's happened in the big leagues this season. Orioles did it against the Phillies in June. And today just the 3rd time ever that the Padres have scored in each of the first 6 innings of game. Ever. Did it in 1986 and 1990.
That means everybody's getting in the act.
How about both other times they've done it was against the Reds, just coincidentally. Now against the Rockies. Myers scored on the Solarte home run in the 4th, one of 4 to leave the yard today for the Pods.
Looks like I did pretty well in Keys today, huh? Stay tuned. We're going to get to that. So you want to call the neighbors and friends and have them tune in. See how I did on the Keys.
Let's revisit them. Keys to the game brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, get an early lead. Sorry about it. Eat some innings. James Shields, 6 2/3. Sorry about it.
Nailed it today, man. Myers up the middle. That one goes off of Brown. It'll deflect to Arenado, who won't have a play.
What's Arenado doing?
He's thinking about going for the bare hand attempt.
It's a fair ball. It hit a player.
You know, I think he was trying to make a play on it, Arenado.
He just let it go by.
I thought he missed it.
Really? Let's check it out. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
I thought he kind of charged.
Did that ball hit the ground first, or was that a live ball in the air? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Was that it hit the ground first?
Second time
I was concentrating on Arenado. Let's check it out. Off the ground, off his foot.
Right. So now he's trying to make a bare hand play at third.
It looked like he just. It looked like he just tried to avoid it, though. One hopper, hockey suit.
So here's Arenado.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Ball checked up on him. From my vantage point, it looked like time to get the Ojos checked.
Good to see Brown all right. He's going to stay in the game. Jed Jerko knocked Rockies starter Yohan Flande out of the game last night.
So I stand corrected. I apologize to the Arenado family.
We were already getting their tweets, so I'm glad you're apologizing. So an infield single for Will Myers to lead it off here in the 8th. First hit of the day for Will. Solarte's got 2. A home run and an infield single. Takes a big swing there. Home run number 13 for Solarte, and he's closing in on 60 runs batted in. Had a 5-game hitting streak ended last night. But good stuff here today, and Brown ahead of him 0-2.
Good changeup.
From 0-2 to 2-2.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Nissan can tell you how off base there Brown is after the first 2 pumping the zone. Trying to expand it, but Solarte is saying
Garneau, the catcher, sets up outside again, and this one left over the plate and hit right to Adames. Shortstop was shifted, and we'll get the double play. 6-4-3 off the bat of YANGERVIS Solarte. Grounded into a couple double plays earlier this trip. Tuesday, game 1 of 3 between the Padres and the Giants back at Petco Park in San Diego. Chris Heston and Tyson Ross will be the starting pitchers. Join us at 6:30 on Fox Sports San Diego, the start of the final homestand of the 2015 season. Giants, Diamondbacks, and Brewers coming in before the Padres hit the road for the last 3 games of the year at Dodger Stadium. 2 outs, nobody on. Matt Kemp takes a fastball high. Today, the last game of the year against the Rockies. Then the last 3 against the Giants. Back at home. Big day for Matt. And ahead in the count, 2-0. Off the mitt of the pitcher, Brown recovers, makes the play, and that's it for the Padres here in the 8th inning. Dickerson, Arenado in the pitcher spot coming up for the Rocks. All kinds of power in the bats for the Padres here today at Coors Field. Taking care of business and in position to win their 12th game of the season against the Rockies as Joaquin Benoit comes in to pitch the 8th.
we know all about Joaquin Benoit. You know what you're going to get. Pretty consistent throughout this season. 64th game. He's got the fastball, 96. He's got the changeup, occasional slider. And look at those splits. Lefties 175, righties 134. Really? The strikeouts as well? He good.
He'll face 2, 3, and 4, although the cleanup hitter Carlos Gonzalez is out of the game. That's the pitcher spot after a double switch. So Corey Dickerson to be followed by Nolan Arenado and a pinch hitter in a 6-run game. Padres have been in control from pretty much the get-go. Led 2-1 after an inning, 3-1 after 2, 5-1 after 4, 6-1. You get the point. Rockies getting 3 in the 7th to close the gap a little bit. Now he can turn to Benoit. James Shields got 2 outs in the 7th. Ends up being charged with 4 runs, but allowed just 2 hits this afternoon.
You know, this is a close game, isn't it? 10-4.
Yeah. I see where your head's at.
Yeah.
I see where your head's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coors Field, 6 runs.
Sure.
You see the Padres, traditional setup guy, Benoit, out there.
Hey, Dickerson, fastball away.
It's the scouting report.
Yeah, it is.
It's been the key against him this entire series.
Hey, almost a half moon.
He's your old friend.
Yeah.
It's waxing. Fastball up and away. 2-2 to Dickerson, who has struck out twice this afternoon and walked. Fastball away, reaches for it. Paid crowd of 26,927. And the 2-2. Full count to the leadoff man here in the 8th.
Got to go fastball away here, don't you, Jesse?
That's been the look in the at-bat. Gone up and away, whether by design or just the way it's ended up.
Fastball away. Oh, he shook it off. Change up. Just throw it over the plate. He's got such good movement.
He does, and he gets him.
All right, way to battle back and get that big first out here in the 8th. Change up. Kind of worked it across a little bit, but end result a good one for JB Joaquin Benoit.
Arenado with 1 out, nobody aboard. Arenado honing in perhaps on a 3rd consecutive Gold Glove over at third base. The bat has come alive this season for the 2nd round pick in 2009, turning into one of the most complete players in the National League. Veteran Benoit ahead of him, 0-2. Fastball fouled off down the line.
Hey, there's a fan. The baseball bat there.
So she's got the bat.
Souvenir stand.
And the Batman shirt. Your phone just buzzed? 0-2 to Arenado. Inside with the change. 1-2. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Benoit. Got Dickerson with the change. Arenado with the same. 2 away.
You see the change-up grip. Just throw it. Throw it as hard as you can. The movement will take care of the rest. Yeah. He's got the moves.
Pinch hitter will be Rafael Noah. 1 for 2 last night with a single after pinch hitting in the 7th. Stayed in the game to play third base. Benoit misses. 1-0.
Hey, when you went to the ball yard as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
did you used to sneak down to the good seats when, like, late in the game?
Yeah, of course.
Did you ever get caught? Or they just let you?
Sometimes, you know, they wouldn't be super nice about it, and you just move over to section. I mean, wasn't really rocket science. Oh, so sorry, and then you just hop right over.
Yeah.
Part of the fun of being a kid, right?
Yeah.
Remember that makeup game between the Padres and the Rockies a couple Thursdays ago?
Yes.
The day game, not a lot of people there, and I think after the 2nd or 3rd inning, they put up the announcement on the big board, inviting everybody to move on down.
Oh, that's great.
Which I thought was really cool.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, in that situation, small crowd, makeup game, Thursday afternoon. That was a nice job at Petco Park. Cool to see that a couple weeks ago. 3 balls and a strike to Enoa, who's been back and forth a couple times between AAA and the Rockies this year. Strike 2. Everything's been away to Enoa. And now the 3-2. And he got him. Blows a 96-mile-per-hour fastball right by him. Joaquin Benoit comes out to pitch the 8th inning, and he did what he does best. 1, 2, and adios. Change-up, fastball for Benoit. Strikes out this side. Will go to the 9th. Padres up 6. Aren't the only ones who dig the long ball. We do too. YANGERVIS SOLARTE, second batter of the game, a 2-run home run. Matt Kemp in the 3rd inning. The first of 2 solo shots the Padres would hit in that frame. Jed Jerko, the other. Number 16 on the season for Jed. And then, how about another home run? Why not? CORY SPANGENBERG to right field. That was in the 4th inning, just his 3rd home run of the season. Padres go yard 4 times in the first 4 innings for Pat Murphy. They open up the big lead. James Shields did his part. And as we go to the 9th inning, a 6-run advantage for the Padres over the Rockies. Second time this series, we'll see Gonzalez Germain out of the pen. Justin Upton takes a fastball called strike. 0-1. See the changes as Enoa stays in the game at 3rd base. Barnes in center. Paulson goes to 1st. And Parker, the new right fielder. Justin Upton goes the other way. He could have extra bases. Kyle Parker digs it out. And Justin Upton, a leadoff double, his 3rd hit of the afternoon. Jed Jerko coming up, and have a listen to what Pat Murphy had to say about his shortstop before this game.
Jed's close to being a real solid player, a real solid hitter. You know, like he's already established himself as a good player, but I think he's close to taking another step. You know, to being and you're right, Corey. That ability to hit the ball to all fields, even with power, will set him apart a little bit.
Went to right field with the home run last night. Pat Murphy's talking about. He says Jed Jerko can go the other way, and that shows a little something.
Absolutely. Keeps that front side in. Shoulder, hip. Drive that pitch down and away, up and away the opposite field.
Homer and a double last night.
And, of course, spinning on the fastball like he did right there against Germain.
Tyson Ross and the Giants. Tuesday evening at 6:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego. First homestand of the series began against San Francisco back in April, and now the final homestand of the season will open up against San Francisco.
You know what I like what they do here at Coors Field?
What do you like?
See the scoreboard?
I do.
They have both lineups up at the same time. I love that, especially in a game like this, because all the changes, you know exactly what's going on in the Rockies defensively right here as they're playing defense, and then, of course, the Padres on the left.
Here's the caveat, or the issue I have, I guess, is that the defense is right, but that batting order could very well be wrong right now for the Rockies. In the first game of this series, what they announced and what they put up on the scoreboard was completely different than reality.
You are correct, sir.
So it's nice that it's up there, but if it's wrong, it doesn't really do much for me. Jerko strikes out for the first out here in the 9th.
Well, it really doesn't matter anyway, because the Rockies come up to that next half inning, so then you'll find out who's coming up.
Right, but then you're putting up wrong information. And this goes back to something I've said.
It's supposed to be fun. Let's have fun.
1,000 times this year.
Right.
The communication between like umpires and the fans and media,
yeah,
not so hot.
They need to get on the microphone like NFL refs to explain their calls.
And when
they should have a microphone behind home plate.
Yes, they should.
And the crew chief goes there after the call and addresses the crowd. It says,
"This is when we made the decision we made on that interference call."
That's what they have to do.
And hopefully it sounds a little more clear than that.
Yeah.
Norris hits that one hard. Going back. Parker at the wall makes the catch. Deep fly ball. Norris has flown to right 3 times tonight. This afternoon. 2 away.
Let's see. We know how far the ball went. Look at this swing. Kind of got in on him a little bit. Worked underneath it. Almost 375 feet. lot of acreage out there.
Got to cover the acreage. Spangenberg's third home run of the season, back in the 4th inning. He's also walked, reached on a couple of fielders' choices. How deep did Derek Norris hit the ball?
How deep is your love? Bee Gees. 1-0.
1-1. Justin Upton, a leadoff double here in the 9th. His second of the day.
You know how they came up with the word acre?
I do not.
An acre was the amount of land tillable by one man behind an ox in one day's work. Hence the name acre.
Little roller out in front of the plate, and it'll be the catcher Garneau throwing Spangenberg out. And that's it for the Padres here in the 9th. They leave Upton after his leadoff double, and now they try and close out Colorado. Padres with the big lead as they try and finish off the Rockies and finish off this road trip on a high note. Craig Kimbrell, not a safe situation, but in to get some work for the second time in the last few nights pitching in a non-safe situation.
Yeah, off day tomorrow, so get a good inning of work for Craig Kimbrell, and hopefully a happy flight back to San Diego tonight.
Yeah, last time it was a 4-out save opportunity for Craig Kimbrell. Got that at bat in Arizona. Got the final out of the 8th and the 3 in the 9th. We mentioned Tuesday, first game of the final homestand of the year. Giants coming in. You'll see Chris Heston. You'll see Madison Bumgarner. And you will likely see
Buster Posey,
your boy, the backstop.
Keep him quiet. A big key for any team facing these Giants. Versus the Padres, 14 hits, 14 RBIs in 14 games.
Brandon Barnes came on to play center field last inning. Gets his first at bat of the day. Came on to play right field in last night's game, and he singled and scored in his only at bat. And he takes a 98-mile-per-hour fastball from Kimbrell, a little bit outside. Barnes has now appeared as a defensive replacement in all 3 games of this series. Now 2 for his last 20. Outside. Ball 2. Checks his swing, but it's a called strike at 98.
Stay tuned after this one. Padres Live, the post-game show. Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney going to talk about this one and everything else that's going around Major League Baseball, and of course preview the Giants series that we just talked about. So stay tuned right here.
Greg Kimbrell strikes out. Brandon Barnes, one away.
Paint outside corner. Some serious gas knee high. Right on the outside corner at the knees. Fourth consecutive strikeout by Padres relievers. 3 by Benoit in the 8th, and now Kimbrell the leadoff here in the 9th.
Shortstop Adames. Lines that one right at the Rocky dugout, or the Padre dugout. It hit the railing out in front. That's why you lean down low when you're sitting on that bench like Clint Barnes is. And open up to the 0-1. Just misses. At 97 from Kimbrell.
Hey, Jesse, while I have a moment.
Yeah.
It's been a real pleasure, my friend.
Hey, yeah, me too. Professor's back on Tuesday.
You're a good egg.
You too, man. You make it fun. You make it easy.
Last TV game for you, right?
Yeah. Curveball on the outside corner. 1-2 from Kimbrell to Adames. So, yeah, man, thanks for letting me hang out. Thanks to Dick for letting me fill in. And to the whole crew.
You work
Fox
hard.
Sports San Diego.
Have some fun, and I appreciate it.
The pleasure, sir, is mine. Kimbrell delivers a 1-2 to Adames. Four home runs, 10 runs, 15 hits. Only 2 allowed by James Shields. Blueprint kind of win for the Padres here this afternoon.
It's always better to win on getaway day as well.
I shouldn't say win yet. Blueprint kind of afternoon. And now Kimbrell trying to slam the door. Lays off the curve, 3-2. Jed Jerko homering for the second straight game. Right field last night, left field this afternoon. Solarte, a 2-run shot in the first inning. Kemp, another homer, plus a couple of doubles. Cory Spangenberg, his first home run since May. Now the 3-2 to Adames. And the fastball misses outside, ball 4. Second baseman Daniel Descalso getting the start today for Walt Weiss in place of DJ LeMahieu. And he takes the fastball outside. Kimbrell getting a little bit of a look at this strike zone that at times I think perplexed James Shields today. That one clearly outside, but not much being given off the corners by home plate umpire Gabe Morales. Not that it seemed to bother Shields all that much. Pitched nicely. That one's a strike, 1-1. In September, we often talk about the number of position players and relievers used in a given game. How about the Padres today, assuming this one finishes off here in the bottom of the ninth? No offensive substitutions.
That's right.
And part of that, a huge part, is James Shields pitching deep into the game. So when his turn at bat kept coming, he was still in there. Just 3 relievers used. Norris to get an out in the 7th. Benoit struck out the side in the 8th. And now Craig Kimbrell trying to shut the door in the 9th. One-two to Descalso, and he tips it into the mid of Norris. Strike 3. Tried to check his swing, and whether he did or not doesn't matter. Foul tip caught by the catcher, 2 away.
Gas.
Benoit and Kimbrell have recorded 5 outs, all of them via the strikeout. Rockies down to their final out. And Garneau fouls a 98-mile-per-hour heater back to the screen. Been fun watching Craig Kimbrell pitch this season, his first as a Padre.
Yeah, you really don't appreciate him, you know, being in the other division like Atlanta. You see him twice at home and on the road. You're seeing him out there for 30-plus games.
That one is off Jerko's glove, and Garneau reaches. A little bit of an in-between hop on the backhand for Jed Jerko at shortstop. And now 2 on with 2 outs here in the 9th.
Ball hit hard, makeable play for Jed Jerko. Absolutely. We've seen infielders make that snag where they go with the backhand. Could have made it, yeah. Should have made it, well, you know, it's a tough play going to your right when you have that spin on it, the one hopper.
Infield single for Garneau.
Sure.
2 on, 2 out. And Ben Paulson. He was the first man Bud Norris faced out of the bullpen, pinch hitter. And had a 2-run single to make it a 10-4 game. And now he takes ball 1 from Kimbrell. Stayed in the game initially in right field, moved to first base in the top of this inning. One of those versatile National League players we're always talking about. But yeah, with Kimbrell, it's 96, 97, 98, and then the curveball, which.
Because out of the hand, it looks so straight, the curveball.
It's incredible. Just spikes right into the ground.
People say, oh, how can you swing at that? Well, that's because.
It's coming in at 88, by the way.
And it looks like it's 97 out of the hand.
Yeah, this isn't, you know, a big, slow, looping 73-mile-per-hour curveball. It's a power curve.
And it's not like he takes his curveball and casts it up. He throws it straight towards the glove, which makes it look like the fastball.
And you can throw for a strike, too. You know, sometimes he tries to bury it in the dirt and get you to swing and miss at it, and sometimes he'll start it bat off and just drop one right in at the knees. A couple of strikeouts this inning. Also a walk and an infield single. Strike 2. Paulson and the Rockies down to their final strike. 19th and final game between these two teams here in 2015. Kimbrel's 2-2 to Paulson is fouled back to the screen. Kimbrel will need at least 25 pitches to close out the Rockies. Seventh pitch of the at-bat is swung on and missed. Kimbrel collects his 38th save of the season. The Padres win 10-4, and they take the season series over the Rockies 12-7. Padres Live, the postgame show, after this.